Hey everybody, it's Gomlet, and welcome to my very first traditional draft of Ravnica Allegiance, my very first draft of Ravnica Allegiance, period. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. Not familiar with the format at all. I played one sealed, and that's pretty much it. Haven't even listened to limited resources on it yet, or anything like that, like I usually do, just because I've been busy. So, don't expect the greatest picks here, but if you want to watch a complete noob to the format, probably get wrecked, then this is the video for you. I will try to keep the drafting pretty quick. Usually I'm very indecisive, so early in the format here, I think I'm just going to go with my gut a lot so we can get through the drafting process pretty quick here. So there's Font of Agonies, which seems really cool, but I do not know at all how many pay life cards are in this set. I don't think there's a lot because there's not a mechanic like built around it, but I know about the white and a black instant that you can pay 5 to destroy a creature, so that would be a sick combo. But again, not seeing anything in this pack that lets you pay life, so that's like a real build around. I am not going to go deep on that. Other exciting cards are Fireblade Artist. This seems very good, very aggressive. It's a 2-mana 2/2 haste, so you get in there real quick, and then also at your upkeep you can sack a creature to do 2 to an opponent. So as soon as they have creatures that are too big to block your stuff, you can start just sacking your dudes to get at their face anyway. So that's pretty good with spectacle cards, and it also seems probably really good late game as a way to chip that final damage in, even if they get the blockers to stop it. Imperious Oligarch here seems pretty good as well. 2-mana 2/1 Vigilance, Afterlife 1, just seems like a really good blocker for your Orzhov decks. Then there's Scorchmark, that's probably premium early game removal. Consigned to the Pit, premium late game removal. Footlight Fiend seems cool to trigger spectacle stuff. And Wrecking Beast looks cool just because I love large green creatures. So the pick here, for me personally, and again, this is probably not the right pick. The right pick's probably something really safe like a Scorchmark. But for me personally right now, I have to choose between Fireblade Artist and Wrecking Beast. Which is just probably really not the right stuff at all. But I love me some big green fatties, and Fireblade Artist seems really exciting to me. So I will go ahead and pick up the Fireblade Artist, and we'll see where we go from there. So here there is a Verity Circle. That could probably be pretty good. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't declared as an attacker, you can draw a card. And you can spend... Excuse me, geez, that was weird. You can spend 5 to tap a creature without flying. So that's probably really good in a slow control deck, but seems like it'd be pretty hard to build. Sentinel's Mark looks like a good combat trick. Regenesis might be okay. Pegasus is average. Order's average. This is probably unplayable. Carrion Imp. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile a creature from your graveyard. If you do, gain 2 life. That seems pretty good. 4-mana 2/3 flyer with a little bit of upside. Debtor's Transport. That seems pretty good. 6-mana 5/3 Afterlife 2. Rubble Reading. That's garbage. Gorkland Wrecker might be okay. Riot Menace. And then there's some green cards. There's another Wrecking Beast, so I could have double Wrecking Beast right now. And then there's a Spectacle card, which I do want to play with the Spectacle cards, because they seem pretty exciting. So Rafter Demon, 4-mana 4/2, or if you dealt damage to your opponent, it's a 5-mana 4/2, and each opponent discards a card. So that could be pretty cool. There's also a Guildgate, which is worth noting, but I'm probably not picking the Guildgate immediately. So I think it's between the Imp and the Rafter Demon. And I don't know, I'm probably just gonna be making the wrong picks here this whole time, but I'll pick up the Rafter Demon, because it is exciting. So here we have Pitiless Pontiff, which is, I've already seen it be really, really good in your Orzhov decks, because you have so many things to sacrifice, that this just makes any ground creatures trade with your worst creature if they attack into your Pontiff, which is like really, really good. Skewer the Critics, though. I doubt it's right to pick anything but Skewer the Critics. I didn't even see that in there. That seems very, very good. Even just as 3 mana, 3 damage to any target is just good removal. There's another Imperious Oligarch, so I'm kind of disappointed I didn't hop into Orzhov here. It might be correct to just pivot in and do like Mardu, or just try to go into Orzhov. I don't know. But I'm going to take the Skewer the Critics, because that seems like just an insane card. Here we have Gates Ablaze. That's fun. If you want to try to draft the Gates deck, I'm currently Not on that plan at all. There's another Rafter Demon. There's another Skewer the Critics. I think I'm just going to take that, because other than that, it's just some average creatures. So I'll pick up another Skewer the Critics to start off here. There's a Rakdos Guildgate. That might just be the pick. There's also a Plague White. Whenever it becomes blocked, each creature blocking it gets -1/-1. Seems okay. Crocodile's really not the kind of card for this deck. Rakdos, I think, is going to be really aggressive. Spear Spewer could be okay, just because he'll definitely trigger Spectacle every turn, but I'm probably not going to take the Spear Spewer. So I think it's between, for me, the Plague White to get another 2-drop or the Rakdos Guildgate, because I've now seen a whole bunch of Rafter Demons, so I already have one. I probably picked the Rafter Demon way higher of a pick than I should have, but again, new to the format, not really sure what's going on here. And then there's a lot of blue cards, like Senate Griffin seems really good. If I were in white or blue, I'd pick that up. So, I am only 2 colors right now, so I'm not intensely worried about the mana, plus I don't know how early the bots will be picking Guildgates, so we might be able to get them pretty late. So I'll just pick up Plague White to make sure I have another 2-drop, because I do think in a Rakdos deck you want to make sure that you have a lot of early creatures. So here we have Goblin Gathering. It's 3 mana, you get 2 1/1 goblins. And if you draft more copies of Goblin Gathering, you get even more 1/1 goblins. That's really neat. Then there's a Rakdos Trumpeter, 2 mana, 1/3 Menace that can get +2/+0 till end of turn. So it's got Menace, so that is a way to get in there for your Spectacle cards. So that could be good. Burn Bright, that's just like Trumpet Blast, not insanely exciting. And there's Drill Bit. Choose a non-land card from someone's hand and they discard it. So that'll be 3, or you could Spectacle it for 1. Don't know how good Drill Bit is. I don't tend to take Duress-style cards very much. I don't know, I'm usually just not good at playing those kind of cards, but Drill Bit might be the best card here. Goblin Gathering's the most fun. Like, I could pick a Goblin Gathering and hope to get a lot of Goblin Gatherings, because, like, it's a pretty good combo with Fireblade Artist. Maybe I can get more sacrifice stuff. Yeah, this is probably not the right pick, but I'm just going to pick the Goblin Gathering. Seems like a fun card to try to go in on. Act of Treason seems very good with Fireblade Artist. There's another Drill Bit. So if Drill Bit is the right pick, then I am going to once again make the wrong pick by taking Act of Treason here. But no, Act of Treason's probably really good in these Rakdos decks, because you could have some random stuff that lets you sack creatures like Fireblade Artist. And even if you don't, it's a way to get your damage in a really aggressive deck, because you could take their 1 blocker and use it against them for a turn. Why not? So we have a giant Orzhov card. Got a little Death Touch guy, a little 2 mana 2/2, and we got another Rafter Demon or just a Guildgate. These cards aren't very exciting, these Rakdos cards here, so I think I might just take the Guildgate. Maybe I should just take the 2/2 to make sure I get more 2-drops. Maybe I should take another Rafter Demon. Not sure. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't take the Grudian, though. I already have 4 3-mana cards, and Grudian's not that exciting in an aggressive deck. It's definitely a lot cooler in a defensive one, so I'm just going to take a Guildgate. That's probably not right. We got the Scorchmark Wield, and I think I'd rather have the Scorchmark than the Consign to the Pit right now, because I am trying to make a Low to the Ground deck that we just want early removal for, but the argument for taking Consign instead of Scorchmark would be that I already have double Skewer the Critics, so I do have 2 early game removals already. But it is worth noting that it is a tremendously good sign for Rakdos that both of these cards wield. So, happy with that. I think I'll take the Scorchmark here. Hope I get enough aggressive stuff to just stick to that. So I could take a Gorklan Wrecker, or I could take the Guildgate in case I want to splash in some Gruul cards later. Wrecker doesn't seem that exciting to me. It is another menace creature, which is good for getting damage in, and I do need more creatures. But I'm only 1 pack in. I have plenty of time for that. I also have plenty of time for picking up random Guildgates. I don't know. Gorklan Wrecker doesn't seem intensely exciting to me. Could be a very wrong appraisal, but I'll just take a Guildgate. I tend to take Guildgates way too high. A lot of times in Guilds of Ravnica, I'd find myself taking Guildgates too high just because there's nothing else in the pack I was particularly interested in, and then just 2nd or 3rd pack just randomly pivoting into the Guildgate deck because I look at my sideboard and I've got like a million. So here we'll take... Oh, we can actually take that. That's a black and 2 for a 3-1 lifelinker, or we could have a 5-2 or a 3-1 lifelinker. I don't know which is more exciting. Neither of them are insanely exciting. I think I'll just take the bigger guy. With enough ways to get rid of their creatures early game, 5 damage is a lot to their face. The problem with this is that it trades for anything. If they play a creature on turn 2, it's probably going to be big enough to trade with this guy, which I play on turn 3 or 4. So it really is only going to work out if I have my early game removal and active cheesings and stuff, which I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to try to get rid of early blockers. So I think that the Acrobat could actually be good here. That's probably a good sign for Simic, but I think it's a bit late. You can move all of your counters from your other creatures to the Liz Frog, but it gets double as many counters as you moved. That's a really cool card. And we'll get another random Simic card here. What does this rare do? Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then creates that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That is a strange card, and that is very hard to evaluate. I have no idea. That does not seem great. So the thing is, like, if I play my whole hand out early and then I drop this, yeah, I can get them to discard their whole hand, but then they just get a bunch of 2/2s to block my little stuff. That seems bad. And then the alternate also seems bad. I guess, you know what, this card's probably just like a late game bomb, and that's all it is. This is probably the kind of card that you want and you pretend that it costs like 10 mana, because it's like, it's the card that you play once you're both top decking. You just completely stop playing your lands in case you draw this thing, and then whenever you draw this thing, your opponent's played all their lands out, so they probably have like 1 card in hand, then you cast this, discard 3 or 4 or something, get some zombies. I don't know. Weird card. I don't think I am in the mood to try it out. There's a 10th Street Dodger that seems good at triggering spectacle stuff, which is cool. There's a Rebel Slinger, which is good at blocking Vampire, which is whatever. Undercity Scavenger I've seen be good. You can sack a creature, put some counters on it, but I don't have a whole lot of Afterlife and stuff. And I think Blade Juggler is insane. I've seen a lot of Blade Jugglers so far, and they seem really, really good, so I'm just going to pick a Blade Juggler here. We hope to cast it for 3, but we might not. There's a Get the Point, which is nice. It's a 5-mana removal spell, but it kills anything, and you get to scry 1. And it's instant speed. I like that a lot more than the Black Sorcery one. This is kind of like an instant speed early game removal spell, or just a threatening flyer if you want. Because you flash it in, it's a 3-mana 4/1, so it kills anything with 4 or less toughness. So that's pretty cool. Also, Grotesque Demise, which is another just straight up early game removal spell. It's a Plague White, just a duder. This is kind of a hard choice for me. So it's between Spire Mangler, Get the Point, and a Grotesque Demise. I'm gonna pick Get the... Well, the thing about Spire Mangler is it doubles as a removal spell or a creature to have on board, and I do want more creatures to have on board, so I'm actually gonna take the Spire Mangler here. Once again, not sure what's correct. I'm just going to say that after every single time I pick. So there's a Blade Juggler. Blade Juggler's awesome. But there's this card. 6 mana, deal 4 to a creature an opponent controls, and then 2 to each other creature that player controls if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. That seems really good if you control a creature with power 2 or greater. Otherwise, that's a high mana cost for 4 damage, so I'm not sure this is the right deck for that, but we have a couple creatures with 4 or more power, so that could be pretty exciting, but again, it's kind of situational, because we've got to have one of our big guys out, so I'm just going to pick up another Blade Juggler here and run with it. So there's Zertog Goblin, which is exciting in these Jund kind of decks. I do have double Guildgate. So yeah, it's a 2-mana 2/2 haste, or it's a 2-mana 3/3, both of which are pretty exciting. And then we have some average later cards, I guess. So do I want to just stick to Rakdos, or do I want to pick up the Gruul card here, because it is a good one? The thing is, I don't really like going 3-color in like really early game decks, but we do already have some guild gates for it. I definitely like splashing a color a lot more in a deck where your splash is a card that's just gonna randomly come in on like turn 8 or something, and you're okay with that. I don't think splashing in something that you always want to cast on turn 2 is the best plan, but it might be the right one. I don't know. I'll just play it safe and take the Acrobat. Oh boy. Not a lot in this pack. There's a Gate Creeper Ram, again if we're doing the Jund plan, and then there's... I mean, I guess there's decent cards. There's an Act of Treason, or there's a Consigned to the Pit for a late removal, or there's an Undercity Scavenger for another creature, and another way to sacrifice stuff. So how many ways do I have to sacrifice stuff? I think I just have Fireblade Artist right now, so Act of Treason isn't an insane combo or anything right now, so I think I'll just take a Consigned to the Pit, and we'll just have a deck with like 1,000,000 removal spells. Yeah, I'll roll with that. So we got a late game removal now. There's another Gruul Guildgate, or there's a Tin Street Dodger for a guaranteed way to get some Spectacle in, and there's Rakdos Roustabout for a guaranteed way to get some Spectacle in. This doesn't survive all the time though, and this is a 1-drop, which we don't have any of, because you usually never play any 1-drops, but this one seems playable. But I do like this Roustabout a lot. It's like it most likely just like swings in, trades with whatever dude they played, and still triggers Spectacle on the turn it swings in. And I do need more creatures. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess I have a decent chunk, but these are both creatures, so I don't know why I brought that up. I'll take the Roustabout. Tend to like average sized creatures more than really tiny ones, even if they can be unblockable. Bunch of cards I'm not playing here. I guess Cavalcade of Calamity could be... we could try to make the Goblin Gathering and Cavalcade of Calamity deck, which is super cool sounding, but I have not seen a single other Goblin Gathering. So maybe the bots learn after players and everybody's trying to play Goblin Gathering because it seems fun. But yeah, I now definitely want to draft a deck in this format where I have like 4 or 5 Goblin Gatherings and a couple Cavalcades. That would be sick. But I think I'll just take another Consigned to the Pit. The fact that I got this pretty late there makes me a little feel bad about picking the Consigned to the Pit over just one of those creatures earlier, because I think this is the kind of card you probably only really want one in draft. As there's a Gravelhide Goblin, which I guess we could throw in there. 2-mana 2/1. It's another dude, which we definitely need. There's also a way to deal with flyers, but we have ways to deal with any creatures, so I don't think we need something like that. There's a Vindictive Vampire, but that seems a little slow. So I'll just pick up the 2/1 here. So it's between the 3-mana 3/1 Lifelinker and the little guy that gets in. You have to spend a mana to make sure he gets in. So is he really that much of a combo with Spectacle? Because the thing is, you spend your 1 mana to make him unblockable, and then you've spent just as much as if you had just paid the 4 for the Acrobat anyway. Then you have to pay red to cast it instead of a red and 3. For this, you'd have to pay 6 mana, because you pay 1 and then the 5. For this, you'd have to pay red, black 2. Yeah, I don't think that that's actually that insane of a combo with Spectacle, unless there's stuff that you really, really need to trigger the Spectacle. It's not actually going to make things that much cheaper now that I think about it, but that's a lot of 3-drops, so I am still going to take that guy. 1, 2, 3. I guess we only have 3 of these 3-drops that we're always playing on turn 3. Just creature, and then the double creature card. Well, I'm happy about that pick, because now I just get the vampire anyway. So I got both of the things that I had to choose between. So we can take the Reach Guy or the 2-drop, and I'll take the 2-drop. Reach Guy does seem good, but I'm trying to get a lot of 2-mana cards. Why was that so loud? He's just a common. That was weird. Let's see. Not playing any of this stuff. And we got a 10th Street Dodger very late pick, so I think the draft probably learns from what people pick. Because it doesn't seem like it's some kind of algorithm that chooses by rarity, because I just got a 10th Street Dodger second to last and then the Cavalcade last. Alright, come on, let's just get a bunch of Goblin Gatherings. That's all I want in this pack. So there's Electro Dominance. I'm going to have a very hard time picking anything other than that. Oh my god, this pack is so good for us. There's a Cry of the Carnarium, which actually probably isn't that good in our deck because it's just going to kill all our stuff, but Macabre Mockery, put a creature from an opponent's graveyard on the battlefield under your control, give it +2/+0 and haste and sack at the end step. That seems really cool. It's good for our deck. There's an Active Treason. There's another Skewer the Critics. There's a lot of cards we could wheel here that I'd be happy with, but definitely taking Electro Dominance. It is a fireball with upside, so definitely taking that. There's a Sphinx of the Guild Pact, which is just like a late drop big creature. There's also a Blood Mist Infiltrator. You can sack a creature. If you do, can't be blocked this turn. I think I'm going to pick that up and try and pick up some more just like Active Treason and sack effects. That seems pretty good because it combos with Spectacle, and it gets your late game damage in, and it combos with Active Treason and stuff. Yeah, I think I'll take that guy in. We'll try out the Blood Mist Infiltrator. So this is another sack effect, but that's a hefty price. So I think I'm not going to take that. There's a Clan Guild Mage, which could be good. Second ability seems pretty aggressive. But again, don't really want to try to splash here. Try to just stick to 2 colors. Another Gravelhide Goblin. There's a 3/3 that can't be blocked by creature tokens. There's a Savage Smash. That card is really good. Let's see, we're at 24 cards now, so if we just stick to Rakdos, we just start whittling cards down. Every time we take one, we can get rid of another one in our deck. This is another one of those these trying packs where swapping into Gruul looks so good, because Savage Smash is an insane card and Guildmage is an insane card, but yet again, I'm playing it the wuss route. I'm not going to splash in any green cards this time. I mean, am I really excited about playing any of these cards, though? I don't think so. So Guildmage or Savage Smash, which of those would be better to splash in? I think Savage Smash is easier on the splash, so I'll just pick that up. Doubt anything is going to come of that. There's another Goblin Gathering! Alright. It's not the right pick, but I really want to pick the Goblin Gathering. There's another Savage Smash if I want to try to get green in there. There's Rhythm of the Wild, which is cool. If I want to get green in there. There's also Footlight Fiend. Footlight Fiend, I think I said earlier, but I think it's probably a pretty good card. Because it's a 1-drop that will trade up into anything with 2 toughness, or it also will just make sure you get Spectacle whatever turn you need it. You just send him in whatever turn you need Spectacle, and even if he dies, you get it. So there's also another Vampire, but I don't really think I want the Vampire that much. We're playing stupid. I'm picking up the Goblin Gathering. We only have 2 Goblin Gatherings, so it's not even good yet still, but, you know. So I pick up the Rubble Slinger because the only thing I can cast in this deck, and none of these green cards are splash-worthy. There's another Gruul Guildgate, or there's a 5-mana 6/5 attack suits combat with Able. That's actually pretty exciting. That's beef. I'll pick that guy up for sure. Another Rhythm of the Wild. Don't know if that card's any good. I want to pick up the Roustabout here, though. Rhythm of the Wild seems like a really cool card. It's probably alright. There's another Guild Gate. I want to have double Guild Gate in here instead of just one, but I think I want Active Treason now that I have 2 sack effects. And it's even good when I don't have a sack effect just to get around. There's Macabre Mockery or Active Treason. Put a creature from an opponent's graveyard on the battlefield under your control. It gets +2/+0 and haste until end of turn. Sack at the beginning of the end step. This is a more fun and interesting card, but I don't know how reliable it'll be that my opponent's going to have a good creature in their graveyard. It's also instant speed. Wait a sec, that's instant speed, so I can use it during their turn as a removal spell. I can just resurrect their own creature to kill one of their other creatures. That's pretty neat. Active Treason. Active Treason is just Active Treason, obviously. I think I already have 2 Active Treasons, so I'm going to try out Macabre Mockery. Might not be the better pick, but it's cool to try it. So here I'll just take an uncommon just because. Maybe I should have just taken the your field gets +2/+0 thing at this point. I guess I do have 2 Goblin Gatherings. Yeah, I probably should have taken the +2/+0 thing, and then we might have actually ran it. Who knows? I'm going to take this for Constructed. More garbage. Garbage. That was weird. Root Snare for Constructed. I guess this guy. And that. Alright, probably should have taken the pump thing, but I don't think I would have ended up running it, but it would have been nice to have the option. Alright, so let's make a deck here. What do I take out? I've got 48 cards. I gotta take 8 cards out of here. Maybe I take the Dodgers out. One of the Goblins. There's Blood Mist, there's Spire, there's Viscopa. Maybe take that out. Take that out. It's more defensive. Take the Wrecker out. And then that's a lot of mana, so I'll have just one of that. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I do still want 2 mana 2/1s even without the ability, but I'll just toss in the Gruul Guild Gates just so that I might randomly get the ability in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 creatures. Still gonna take one more card out. I'm kinda considering taking both the Goblin Gatherings out. They are good sacrifice fodder. I only have the 2 cards that need the sacrifice fodder, though. Like, maybe I'd take the Goblin Gatherings out and just throw the Vampire back in here, or throw the 2/3 back in here or something. Yeah, I mean, they don't do the most damage, and I still have double Active Treason to combo with. Oh, I have to sack them at the upkeep. Active Treason's a nombo with this guy. Well, that was kind of derpy. But Active Treason does combo with Blood Mist Infiltrator. Sort of. Oh man, well now I feel dumb. Maybe Active Treason is the cut. I didn't actually... Oh. These aren't the kind of cards you can sack at any time. You have to sack at very specific times. This you have to sack the upkeep. This you have to sack when it attacks. So both of those don't even work that well with Active Treason, because Active Treason you really want... You want to attack with the creature too. But yeah, if you Active Treason after your Fireblade Artist trigger, you're not going to be able to sack anything with it. And if you Active Treason something to sack to Blood Mist, you don't even get to attack with the thing you Active Treason, but at least you still kill it. That just turns Active Treason into a removal spell. And your Infiltrator gets unblockable, so I don't know. Take one of the Active Treasons out. I think it is still good without the Infiltrator out, and then with it out, I can decide if I want to just kill their dude. That's kind of awkward. I got so excited when I saw Active Treason in the set, and then realized I was black-red with some ways to sacrifice things. But they don't actually combo well with it. Yeah, I think you just need like that guy that Enter the Battlefield sacks a dude and stuff like that. That's kind of awkward. So we probably run this. See, now I'm definitely keeping the Goblin Gatherings for sack fodder for the artist and that kind of stuff. Although, I could take them out and put just some larger creatures in, since that's the only big reason that they're in here. And I only got 2, so I don't even get to do the super combo with them and get a lot of really big stuff in. So yeah, we're throwing in the guild gates so that we might trigger goblins at some point. Didn't even get enough Goblin Gatherings to do anything insane with the Cavalcade. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll run this. And then we have a little bit of flexibility to swap the deck up a little bit. Since this is traditional draft, it is best 2 out of 3 matches. So I can try some other variations of this deck based on what my opponents are playing. See if we don't want the Goblin Gatherings at all. See if we want more active treasons, stuff like that. Not so sure about this deck, but it is a deck. Well, that's rough. Ooh. These are not good hands. But mulling to 5 is... it's almost always gonna go wrong, and mulling to below than 5 is just... there's no way to win. So I'm gonna keep the 6, and we got rewarded with the swamp. That's what we really needed. Alright. Gather some goblins, or I could drop a roustabout out. Got the 2/2 to screw with the roustabout. Man, this hand doesn't even have that much action at all. It's just got these little guys. Can't even get there very aggressively. I guess I'll drop the roustabout, and then they probably won't attack. Because they'd rather just keep the 2/2 to trade with that. I think my opponent is also Rakdos. There's no way in hell I'm blocking that. You can spectacle in your Blade Juggler. Oh, just a Rubble Slinger. Guess I could end up trading with that. Which is not exciting, but... it'll get the 2/3 out of the way for my other stuff, like this 2/1 and the 2/1 flyer and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so I could gather some goblins, or I could just get the gravel hide. I think I'll just get the gravel hide. Could also drop the Spire Mangler to put a clock on them, just 2 to them every turn. Three to opponent, then player discards 2 cards. They reprinted Blightning? Costs 1 more, but they reprinted Blightning. Well, I just lost this game. That is some card advantage on my opponent's side. I had to mulligan, and they got the Mind Rot on me. That's real awkward. Well, that's cool. Now I have 2 instant speed tricks. Guess I'll smack them. Not super worried about our life total going really low. I guess I should have just not attacked, that way they can't attack into this guy because I can just pump it. Oh my god. That's so bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked. Friggin' forgot about Rafter Demon. Well, our opponent made us discard 3 cards this game after a mulligan, so don't think there's anything I can do. Oh, I didn't mean to cast that, I meant to discard it to the trigger. That's irritating. That is very irritating. I wanted to keep the other thing, but whatever. Burning Tree Vandal. They're going to give it haste. Alright. I mean, I have no other action, so I think I need to keep this guy on the board as long as I can. Just kill their little guy and take a bunch. Alright, we're done. We are done here. Love the delayed concedes. 5 hours later. Alright. Well, that went very poorly. I mulled and then they made me discard a bunch, so that will happen. What should I do here? Don't really know. I don't really want to put Consign to the Pit in because I just died before that ever would have happened. It's a pretty fast game. Their deck seems pretty fast. So I guess I could take out this other Consign and put in more early game stuff, so I could take that out, throw in an active treason of my own. Or could put in a vampire for just another dude to have out there. The Goblin Gathering didn't look like it was going to be exciting at all at any point there, so I guess I'll put in the 3-1 and the Rubble Slinger. Let's get the 3-1 Lifelinker and the 2-3 Reach in here. And could swap something out for the Wrecker. I'll just run it like this. Alright. Game 2. What would like to play first? Could I get a real hand? That would be nice. Just need a swamp. And I have time to get it because I have a couple cards that are somewhat action. Great. This card is really good. Wish I got one of those. That is, yeah, that's quite a good card. I've got a 1/2 Death Touch and Afterlife. Hopefully this goblin will just trade for that. Just get the Death Touch off the board. My lord. Wow, they... Alright. That was a really good light the stage for them. They light the stage with 2 mana up. It's like they really likely could have just like exiled 3 drops or something. Anything 3 or greater and just been screwed, but it all worked out. Now they have the Guild Mage that just they can 4 and tap, make me discard a card every turn. Which they have no reason not to, because they don't even need more action on the board right now based on what's happened so far. So I could play the 3-1, or I could play the 2-1 Flash Flying later. I can't play 2 creatures this turn because I don't have 2 black mana. This is really rough. I think I'll just cast the Spire Mangler and trade off with something. Hopefully they attack with like the Guild Mage or something like that. Because they think that got no creatures out or something like that. That would be nice. They're gonna Spectacle a card, I guess? Why did that happen? You just know what's in my hand? They're like, well, I still want to get damage in with him, but I know that they're going to cast a Spire Mangler. So I'll just use the ability. Really confused about the use of the ability there. They could have just got 2 damage in by attacking. They didn't even cast anything respectable that they like needed to cast main phase 1 or anything like that. Well, I could still only play 1 card, but I guess I can drop the Blade Juggler now, which is nice. Active Treason. Well, I've got the Infiltrator and the Active Treason now. That's cool. Okay, well now the Spectacle screw the critics. It's a 6/5 blocker for like 1 second. Yeah, other than this, I'm just casting an Active Treason and a dude. Or just a dude. Oh my god. Opponent's deck is real nice. It's not even at the beginning of combat, it's literally just when he attacks, so I can't even eat one of their creatures. Well, that was a pretty handed loss there. I guess I'll do 3 to them. I'll do 3 to you, Mr. 26 life. Alright. Well, that worked very poorly. Let's head into the next round. See if we can do any better. Or if this will be a very fast traditional draft here. Hands have been so bad today. I do think this deck is pretty loose, but I have not drawn a single good hand so far. Yeah, I cannot justify keeping this. I can't cast anything unless I draw a mountain. It's like, if I draw a mountain, I can cast everything. I guess all of my guild gates tap for red as well. Oh. Alright, well, I can cast these cards. Opponent is on Azorius, at least. Okay, maybe on more colors. Well, we've got the mana to Spectacle a Rafter Demon later. All I need is for them to not play 2 creatures. If they play 2 creatures, then my goblins can't even get in. Which is very likely that they'll play 2 creatures by next turn. So they have their turn 4 and turn 5 to get 2 dudes on the board. That's not a dude! Oh, please just play 1 creature next turn. I mean, now I have 3 creatures on the board, so I'll probably Spectacle in next turn. 2/3 flyer, Afterlife. Where it becomes blocked, each creature blocking it gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So if it becomes blocked, I trade with the flyer, and they just have a 1/1 spirit. So do I want to attack with everything to make sure I Spectacle, or do I just send in? think I'm gonna attack with everything and make sure I spectacle. That's worth a 1/1. Is just making sure that the spectacle happens. No blocks. That's nice. They thought I had something there, I guess. So let's spectacle in the demon. Discard a card here. The joys of playing red-black. Your opponent plays around things you don't have. They discard an Orzhov Enforcer. Fair enough. Glad they didn't just drop that out on turn 2. That would have been real awkward against my 1/1s. Alright, so now their dude's got Vigilance and Lifelink. And I can Act of Treason. We do 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's the play. Hit him for 11. Next turn they block my 4/2 and take 4. They go to 3. So if I draw my thing that does 3 damage, I'm good? Okay. Looks like I'm just paying a bunch of mana next turn. Actually, I don't even have good attacks now because that thing has Vigilance and a 5 toughness butt. Is this my life now, Arena? I think this is my life now. Yeah, we're just not gonna attack. Attacks are so bad now. I think I just died to this flyer. Alright, I definitely just died to this flyer because now it gets +3 this turn. Which means they kill me with it next turn. You can Blade Juggler. Hope for something sweet. Spire Mangler. It'll be 4 power flyer when it blocks. There's just nothing I can do. I guess I get to block their flyer and live another turn with that. But if I attack here, they block the 3/5 flyer with the... or they block the 4/2 with the 3/5 and it dies. They block 3/2 with the 3/3 and they block... 2/1 with the 3/3. So I kill both those, but then they get a 1/1 flyer. And they take 2. Actually, I can't even attack with the Blade Juggler right now. What am I talking about? So attacking with the 1/1 is just bad. This will trade only if they block with the 3/3. So it's very likely they just trade off a 3/3 for this, and then they block this with the big guy. They get rid of a 3/3, and then nothing really happens. Well, God. Opponent's got the big boys. The big old flyers. Nice. Well, that is game. This deck is really not working out. I think I just needed, like, more good creatures. A lot of our creatures are pretty below average. It's like we have really good early game removals, and then just just kind of a random pile of creatures that aren't that threatening. Probably should have sideboarded a little bit there. I think these goblin gatherings really didn't work out at all, but it looks so fun! Who doesn't want to make a bunch of goblins? But we only saw 2 the whole draft. God. Guess I'm Like, I'm keeping this because any land and this is okay. Okay. Nice. Now, if they don't play a creature next turn, this is a very nice hand. It's a nice Spectacle in an Acrobat. Let's see. Ooh, now I might Spectacle in a Blade Juggler. I think I still want to Spectacle in the Acrobat first, and just be as threatening as possible here. Get the Blade Juggler in later. This hand has threats on its own, which is what I need to be casting right now. Alright, so we can play the haste guy. I guess all I can really send in now is the 5/2. Alright, so we get the trade. Like, I don't have time to wait for more lands for the Electro Dominance there. Oh sweet, they're tapping out. God, I love that mechanic in Azorius. It is super nice to play against a control deck that wants to just tap out main phase instead of how Dimir was. It is super nice to have some times against control decks where you know you're fine. So we'll Spectacle in now. Just a land. It's actually okay, because if I get one more now I can consign to the pit whatever they finally get on this board here. It's a Roustabout. Gonna Electro Dominance their dude for 3 and send in a Roustabout off of it. But then their dude turns into a 1/1 flyer, which is also just okay. I want to just straight up cast a Roustabout. So if I turn their dude into a 1/1 flyer, probably blocks my flyer trades with it. They take 5. I think I'll just save the Dominance. Afterlife is very good. That little 1/1 flyer is really good against these 2/1s. I think I highly overvalued the Goblins as well. I kind of just blanked on how good Afterlife is against 1 toughness stuff. Like, if this were literally just a 2/2, it would be better. Like my first round opponent had just that 2-mana 2/2 with no effects. That card would be just fine. So I could just save the mana for the Electro Dominance and try and just cast this during their turn and just shoot whatever they play, but I have no confirmation that whatever they play is going to be small enough to get shot down by the Dominance, so I'll just cast the Roustabout here. And if it happens to be small enough to get shot by Dominance, I'll do it during my turn. The only unfortunate thing is now I can't Electro Dominance and consign to the pit. Alright, so that guy's going to get Dominanced, and then I will cast a Fireblade Artist off of it. I think I'm going to win this game, at least, which is good. At least I will win 1 game in this whole tournament. Okay. That was a nice draw. Because now I can just get a full 5-mana card out of this. Out of this Dominance. Or a full 3-mana card, sorry, I'm going insane. Artist might be better on this board, but we'll see. Oh my god! It's got 2 toughness this turn, so I might just send in anyway. Yeah, let's just send in anyway. This would be one of those days. Where they go turn 5, 5 drop into turn 6, 5 drop. Which is really not suspicious at all. And then have the pump spell. Like, god damn it. Cool, and they got the Vigilance Lifelink one. Remember when I said I might win a game? That was wishful thinking. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, they've got a 4/5 Vigilant Flyer. I straight up just can't do anything about that. I could, if I literally if I drew a land, I would be in an insanely good spot now. Because I only have 2 cards in hand, so I'd kill their Drake, do 2 to them, they're down to 11, I send in the 3/2 and the Flyer. That's another 5 damage, puts them to 6, or they have to block with their Vampire, but I would just not draw the land. So, we're gonna send in the Roustabout. They'll probably block with the Drake. But it's possible they don't because I think I have Sure Strike or something. It would be really nice if they didn't. No blocks. Okay, well that is fine. All I wanted was the Spectacle there. Spectacle is actually a really nice mechanic. I like it a lot because it makes your opponents play very weirdly. Or no, it makes you play really weirdly. Like that attack with the Roustabout was really strange, so they were like, oh, he's definitely got a pump spell or something like that. But it's like, no, I had nothing. I just wanted to get my Spectacle in. So I managed to just get a free attack in there. Spectacle's nice. Cobber Mockery? I just need a land. So I can resurrect their Knight of Sorrows and get a 1/1 off it, I guess? That's cute. That's cute, I'll do that. Let's get a 1/1 flying blocker. Because that's not going to do anything instant speed, because I just need flyers. Only got 1 mana now. Could attack with everybody, in which case they can only block 3 things, so they could block that, that, and that, and then they take 4. Seems bad, though, because they've got the Vindictive Vampire and stuff. Might be okay, though. That might be the plan. A creature they control dies, so might be 2, so I might get drained for 2. You know what? Screw it. Alright. So we are getting rid of their other dudes, and we're picking up for some damage here. Alright, so they are dead to a swing next turn. Or not quite, because of the life gain. I forgot about the life gain. I mean, they are still dead to a swing next turn if I get my land to get rid of this freaking Drake, because this does 2 damage when it happens. Yes! Oh, we freaking got there, finally. Unless they have a counter now. Looks like they don't. Oh my god, that game was ridiculous. Oh. Alright. So we've learned a couple things. One of the things is that this card is just so good on Afterlife cards. My god, if your opponent has Afterlife cards, this card is straight gas. We also learned that pump spells are very good in Rakdos decks, because you're going to be consistently making weird attacks trying to get Spectacle triggers, so your opponent will probably block in accordance to that. So pump spells would be really nice. So there were a lot of times I had opportunities to pick up pump spells, and I just did not. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm doing bad, but I'm learning. So let's get rid of these Goblin Gatherings, I guess. Definitely want to throw in another Consign to the Pit. Because I absolutely need ways to get rid of their just giant vigilant flyers, because that's what I almost lost to in the second game, and that's what I did lose to in the first game. Active Treason as well would have won that game several times, so I think Active Treason is okay in here. So I might just put in a second Active Treason. I could also put in another 2-1, but again, they have a lot of Afterlife stuff, so I don't like stuff with 1 toughness against this deck. So same with the Vampire, don't like stuff with 1 toughness against this deck. So I'll put in the Wrecker or the Active Treason. I haven't tried the Wrecker out yet. We'll throw the Wrecker in. Will I win a match? Probably not. But we will find out soon. Oh boy. Alright, so I did actually change my deck this time, unlike the after the first game here. I'm excited to try to do a lot of drafts in this format and learn the format, but I'm also apprehensive right now in that I feel like I just don't understand what's going on at all a lot of the time. I like this hand a lot. This is the best hand I've got so far. So I can turn 2, drop out Fireblade Artist, turn 3, hopefully get in an Acrobat, but if not, just get a Roustabout. Or skewer their Panther, you know, who knows. Alright, so we're definitely getting in the haste guy. So, opponent does have black mana, I was gonna say. Alright, and they have it in their hand as well. I was like, wait, were they just Azorius? No, they have black as well. I was thinking that the Panther would be pretty loose there. Alright, so they got a 2-3. I'm not gonna sack a creature. Should I just skewer that creature? I don't think I should yet. I should probably just play the Roustabout. Pass. There's a Vindictive Vampire. That's more of a problem than the Veteran. So I think I will probably skewer that guy. I could trade with the Veteran right now with the Roustabout, and then next turn I get to skewer the Vampire and send in... I think I'm just gonna play an Acrobat next turn. I've got double Acrobat. Yeah, I'll just drop an Acrobat out here. Do want to skewer that Vampire before too many things trade. I guess I could have attacked with the Roustabout, because then I would definitely be able to Spectacle, because then I could Acrobat and Skewer. Shoot. Yeah, I should have attacked with the Roustabout there. Still learning. Still playing very bad. Just got another of the 2-3 guy. I guess I was just like really convinced that we should kill the Vampire before anything else, but it's probably not actually correct. Alright, well, I'm gonna make the attack that I should have made last turn. I mean, last turn I should have only attacked with the Roustabout. Alright, so we get the Spectacle. This Vampire's gonna get some value in. Get some trades off. Vampire gets its value, yep. We will skewer that boy. And send in an Acrobat. And now, next turn I might be free to swing in, but they might also play a large creature. That could be a problem. We don't know what's in their hand. Could hopefully just be lands, but okay, it's a Forbidding Spirits. It's a 3/3, so that will trade off with my Acrobat. That is okay with me. I will probably just send in the Acrobat, save mana for Scorchmark. We've got a Blood Mist Infiltrator. Don't think I need to drop anything on the field right now. But I could also just, like, skip one attack here. Yeah, I guess it's okay to just skip the attack. Here's an Infiltrator. Because, yeah, I would just trade the 5/2 for the 3/3. It's nothing insane. That can wait a second. So we've got Active Treason. So Active Treason is basically just another removal spell in this hand. I don't think I want to use it just yet, because it can kill literally anything, so I don't need to use it on this 3/3. So I'm actually... Wait, control. I want to before declare blocks. After they choose if they want to cast something. I'm going to Scorchmark that guy. What? I tried... Oh. Is there not an opportunity? I literally went to full control mode. Is there no opportunity for you after you've declared your attack but before they declare their blocks to cast something? Well, that's pretty lame. I guess there's just not an opportunity. So we're going to send in the Scorchmark. They might... Okay. I was going to say they might just give it +2/+2 to make sure that they get the trade in, but they didn't. So they probably don't have a pump. Or they didn't feel like making this weird, confusing 2/2 or whatever. Send that boy in. Just that boy. Here's a Plague guy. Not sending in the Infiltrator because I need him for Active Treason to be a removal spell. To remove something like that. Alright, Recluse is sick, but I'm gonna remove that first. This will also trade with the 3/3. Yeah, send that in like that. Sack the Angel. Alright, so they're trading for the 5/2. Get 5 damage in on them. What is their hand? Maybe it's a bunch of blue cards. Could consign that to the pit, but then it just turns into a 1/1 flyer. I think we just keep attacking. I don't need to use removal if one of these creatures is just going to get rid of it. I didn't toss another Active Treason in here, so... Oh, that shit, that can block 2 creatures? I didn't even read its text! Oh, I thought it was just like, oh my fucking god. That's degenerate. One of those abilities that just is random upside that everyone always forgets about, and then all of a sudden gets blown out by that shit. Oh no. Alright, well let's just kill our opponent. How about that? GG. That was a misplay last turn. Completely forgot that they can block 2 things. I don't know if I ever even noticed in the first place. I was just like, oh, it's just a big dude with some afterlife. Alright, well, we got a win. Which was kind of unexpected, but we got at least 1 win. See how many more we can get. Probably none. Yeah, this event is long, and I gotta go do some stuff. So, if I do not lose this match, then I think I will end the video at this match, and we'll just cut it into 2 videos, because I actually, unfortunately, do not have time to keep playing. But this is a good start towards losing this match. This is a bunch of 3 mana cards and 2 lands. My opponent goes first, so I draw first, so I'm going to keep this one. We're just going to get right back to our shaky hands. Just roll right into it. And now I drew a 6 mana card, so that's like real awkward. So these 4 are all 3 mana. Oh, yes! Our opponent drafted a gate deck, maybe? Or maybe they're just 3 colors and they're just running that for fixing. Which, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, there was Lay of the Land. People were running Lay of the Land, which is that, except it only searches for basics. I've seen that been run unlimited, so this card's probably fine. And it's just a mana fixer. Aeromunculus, oh boy. So, if I send in the Goblin and they blocked, it's really bad, but I want to kill this Aeromunculus, so if they don't block, I get to kill it. Really just needed a land to drop a Roustabout here, and then I wouldn't have to play a really loose play like attacking with the Goblin. Now that I've tanked so much on it, I'm just gonna pass. Because, I don't know, they probably would not have blocked there. Or they probably would have blocked there because I took so long thinking about it. They were like, oh, they're just thinking if they're gonna fake an attack in here or something. Okay, so they sent in the Aeromunculus, probably saving the mana to pump it. Nope, just playing Enraged Ceratok. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Well, I'm screwed. I'm screwed unless this damage gets in. I'll pretend I have a Scorch Mark. Great. Well, I guess I just lose this game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty loose. If I drop a 3-2 this turn, I just block a Ceratok and take 5 and die. So we're just gonna scoop and not show them anything. I guess I could have played 2 1/1s and blocked those 2 and went to 2 life, but just wasn't gonna happen. Had no way to kill that Aeromunculus nearly fast enough. Alright, well, I don't really know about sideboarding in this match. I think the plan is to just draw more lands. But not like a million lands like that one game. Just draw a decent average. I think I'll throw a Consign to the Pit in here. It's some large creatures. They didn't have anything that Scorchmark would have hit that I saw, but setting with the 2-1, it would have traded up with a Scorchmark, I guess. So maybe Scorchmark's still okay, but I did see things that Skewer the Critic could hit. Maybe I'd take the Goblin Gatherings out again. Just never touch them. Active Treason's probably pretty good in this matchup because they have large creatures. So we can just take some big boys and hit them for damage. Rebel Slinger is not that exciting. It gets to block Aeromunculus before it adapts, but afterwards it just does nothing, so I'm just gonna keep it like this. Just a little bit of changes in there. I'd like to play first. And I'll keep this. I've got all my colors, got 3 mana, and everything in my hand I can cast. Hopefully opponent just plays Guild Gate on turn 1, so I can just get in there with the Artist. And then they'll play another Guild Gate on turn 2. That would be the dream. If I could just get in with the Acrobat. Just cast Acrobat turn 3, and then turn 4 active trees are due and just get in there, hardcore. That would be super nice. Not gonna do that. Drop them out. Let's see if they do anything here. There is a instant speed blue creature of some form that I saw in a stream, but I don't remember what it does. So I think it's just like a 2/1 that flashes in or something. To just show up and be like, ha, removal. My opponent really have a counter? They do. That sucked. Opponent just legitimately had a turn 2 counter. That's pretty nice. Alright, this is exactly what I was talking about when I said some land, but not a million. Magic Arena always loves to take your wishes and twist them against you. Let's see if I can draw lands next game. Oh, you sure can, fella. Here you go. Not going to do anything there. I could act trees in that, but I don't think I should. Can't really get in now, though. It's a freaking 3/2. I could active trees and hit him for 8. I think I'll send in the Roustabout and I'm okay with just trading. Probably just okay with trading with the Artist as well, actually. So yeah, we'll just swing in. Trade with the Roustabout. Whatever they play this turn, I'm probably consigning to the... Oh. Oh, that's only hexproof during their turn. Thank God. For a second, I thought I just lost this game. So they have hexproof, and it has hexproof, but only during their turn. So I can get rid of that. Just good. Ooh, it's a big boy. I'm just gonna consign that to the pit. They really have a 1-mana answer to that in this format? What? Oh, they're just gonna have it fight. Okay. So goodbye, Fireblade Artist. Well, that sucks. Really wanted to get that damage in there so that hopefully I could just active treason into a win soon. Ooh, they're stuck on land? Please don't counter my Recluse. Fuck me. Yeah, Frilled Mystic is a card. It's gotta get Scorch Marked. Get a creature card from their top 5. Scorch Mark's really good against the 3/2. What the fuck? Well? Ooh. What's their biggest boy? Their biggest boy is 3. So I can make it 4, which will be 6. I can do 6 damage with this Macabre Mockery. Yeah, nothing else is going to end up in their graveyard. Let's actually Scorch Mark their guy first and see if... No. They can have a Quelch, so let's not Scorch Mark first. Let's Macabre Mockery first and hope that what they have is Quelch or whatever. If they just have like blue 1 counter a spell, I'm just screwed. Alright, so we're gonna give you the counter because you're gonna do this anyway. Hit you for 6. I really hope they put the counter on that worm. If they put the counter on that worm, I could win with an act of treason. They're tapped out, so I could hit the Frilled Mystic now, but I think I'll just do it during their turn. That way, if they have some kind of counter... I mean, I'm not, like, super concerned with them countering it. All I want is for whenever they get that worm out to... put a counter on this. Alright, they're just gonna let that die. Fair enough. 4 power? Come on. Double act of treason? Double act of treason? If I do it now, I can put them at 1, and then if they don't play a creature, they die next turn. But if I do it now and then they play a creature next turn, then they'll live, because they could just block their creature with it. So I think I just hope they play a creature and then I double act next turn. No! They didn't play a creature. Alright, well now I can win either way. Still gonna wait and double act next turn, I think. Growth Spiral again. They're really trying to get their lands for that worm. But they're still stuck on them, so, I mean, that's working out well for us. But it would suck to be in an opponent's position. They probably have a bunch of red cards. Alright, that's a 3-2. They gain some life. They have 1 mana up, so I think we win. Green, 1, 2, 3. Guess we just active treason that boy. Skewer their face. Would I rather... Well, they know that I have active treason now, so I'll just double active treason, because they don't actually know if we have skewer. It's not a big difference whether they know we have active treason or double active treason. So I'll just show them the second active treason to kill them instead of the skewer. But they know we have Scorch Marks, so they're already basically... they're like the same thing, so if they're playing around Scorch Mark, they're playing around Skewer. I think I'll just leave this deck as it is, and we'll go into the final game of this round. See if we can pull it out of our ass. So it is worth noting that opponent has many counters. So, if there's ever a chance to easily play around a counter, we should do it. If they have green, blue up, they could have Frilled Mystic. If they have blue up, they could have the Essence Capture. Those were the only counters we saw, though. We didn't see any Quench, or Quelch, or whatever that one's called. We did not see any of the 2 blue and 1 counter. Alright. Here we go, final game of the round. I get more than 1 match win. Be sick. This hand's not great, but I'm gonna keep it because it's got 3 mana and it's got black and red. I mean, mean, it has green as well, but that doesn't really matter as much at all. That's just for our 2/1s. Alright, opponent is starting up very slow. If we draw into the 2/2 haste, that would be awesome, but we did not. Looks like we're starting at turn 3 here. A lot of ways to kill their little guys. Or just get them out of the way. Ooh. Let's actually get that out of the way right now. Might as well. Here's the roustabout. Next turn we can act and skewer if we really want to. Have to be very specific situation to want to do that. Alright. Get in there, roustabout. Humongous 2/5 hexproof. That is quite a stop on like my whole game plan. That stops basically my whole deck. And it really does. I don't know if I have an answer to that. I guess I have the 6/5 guy. So the plan is the 6/5 guy. Well, I can kill their 4/4. Or I can just get in for 4. I guess I can get in for 7 this turn and lose a Blade Juggler. Or I could get in for 8 and lose a roustabout. Got 6 damage that can be done to their face in hand. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, I think I'll just wait to swing in at the homunculus until I can swing in just a shit ton. Oh, they're gonna send that in? That's okay. Double act now? Well, I guess I'll just pick that up and go for it. Much as I can here. Yeah, I've got 8 damage in hand because I have 6 from skewers and 2 from Consign to the Pit. Let's see what they kill here. So they're going to kill the roustabout, so they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to 9. So they go to 9 and I have 8 damage in my hand. That's very attractive. That's very attractive. So I need to get in 1 more damage with my creatures, and then I have 8 off my spells. So hopefully they don't just like kill me with something crazy. Ah! Alright, now I have to get in for 3 more damage with my creatures. So... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 9 damage on board. They could have a Frilled Mystic. I think I will... So I can play my Goblin and Active Treason this turn. So I guess that's the plan this turn. Okay, nice. Really want to get 3 damage in with the creatures here, but it probably won't happen. And then every turn from now on, if I get 3 damage in off the creatures, then I'm just saving them to jump block from now on. for the rest of all time, if I can survive whatever kind of crazy shenanigans they could have. Nice, so I get to do 4 to them? Sick. Alright, so they're at 7. We'll drop a goblin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 damage on their field. That's not good at all. They could have a pump spell. Field Mystic is a very good card. Could also have a burn spell of their own. So I have to play... I think I just lose, actually. I cannot consign and cast both skewers this turn. I should have cast one of those skewers earlier. Just randomly skewered their face. But the thing about skewering their face is like it would reveal my game plan to them. But I guess they could have just gathered that. Well, that sucks maximum amount of ass, but at least the tournament is over, so I can get off and do what I need. I do think best of one does work best for Arena, just because these can last a very long time with 3-round things. But I guess the thing is, like, you can just stop at any point and then come back and play at a later time, but I can't really do that when I'm filming, so I need to make it one video, so... That was about the worst way possible to lose, that I just could have won if I threw one of the skewers at him earlier. Actually, I had to have thrown both of the skewers at them earlier, but I think I could have done that as well. Just split between turns. So, that was my first experience with the Ravnica Allegiance format. Not a great one, but it seems like an interesting format, and there's definitely a bunch of silly things that I want to draft in the future. Like, really want to end a draft with a bunch of goblin, the goblin thingy that gives you 2 goblins and more for each copy of them. But yeah, thank you anybody who watched, and I will see you all next time for more random wacky stuff on Arena. It probably won't be another Allegiance draft because I think it's going to be a while. Actually, I think my next video is going to be another Momir event, because I have another one of those randomly pre-recorded, and then, yeah, the videos will not be as insanely spammy as they've been. They won't be every day anymore because I play completely free to play, which means it's going to be a while before I can play anything again. It's going to be a couple days or a few days before I'll have enough gold to do another ranked draft, and then I guess I'll toss that video up. And it's probably going to be a long time before I have enough gems for another Ravnica Allegiance event. But thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time for more Magic Arena.